What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a potential Horizon game for the PlayStation VR. So this is a few days old. I was considering whether or not to talk about it, and then I thought, you know what? No, I definitely want to talk about it. This is something that can be, I think, and that's kind of, the whole idea of this video. If this is true, or if this happens, or if, something like this does happen in the future, this would be outstanding. And I think the idea of doing something like this, and not just with Horizon, but with multiple Sony games, is probably how you crush it in the VR world. So what am I talking about? Well, there are, and this is coming from a PlayStation Universe, there are rumors about a Horizon PSVR spin-off title that have once again be reignited following a series of new job listings at the Persistence developer Firesprite. According to the recruitment drive, the studio is staffing up for a VR action-adventure project adapted from one of the most original and successful multi-million selling console IP titles in the last 10 years. This isn't the first time we've heard about the project either, as it was previously mentioned a multi-million selling action RPG and name-dropped PSVR. One of them includes the following. This is an exceptionally exciting project partnering with the IP holder to create a whole new chapter in the exciting and highly original universe they have established, utilizing the full immersive capabilities of VR to build a new narrative for fans and newcomers alike. Now, and they even say, going on, it doesn't say Horizon specifically. When you read that, when you read all the, kind of the quotes or all the job descriptions that I just read, and you think that they're talking about Horizon, it does line up pretty well, doesn't it? I mean, I just feel like if you are thinking about Horizon, you're like, okay, could they be talking about it? And then you read those quotes with Horizon in mind, it sounds like a perfect match. It doesn't have to be. However, they kind of do, I would say, limit what games they're talking about with, it was a new IP. So, like, okay, say like Uncharted. So I love Uncharted, but Uncharted 1 was 2007. So, that is when the IP basically was born. So that was 14 years ago. It can't be that. Can't be God of War. God of War was obviously way, early 2000s, right? Even like Infamous. Infamous, I believe, was 2009. So that's too, that's too early too. So you're looking over the last 10 years, you're looking for a new IP, so not a game that has like a franchise, not a game that has multiple titles yet, but one that was born I guess it could have multiple titles, but it was born in the last 10 years. And then connecting it to that second part, that it's an RPG, and that is a completely like unique setting. I don't know. I mean, that definitely sounds like, and we know Horizon sold like over 10 million units. It was a very high set. It was one of the best selling PlayStation exclusives on the PS4. Okay, it was in that kind of top tier area. So I feel like this is the game they're talking about. So what does it mean, if this actually happens? I think that's a huge thing. Now, PSVR 2 is still missing in action. I'm actually going to talk about it in a video next week. I want to talk about PSVR 2. I do think there is a second version. I do think it's coming for the PS5. I think they'll probably announce it this year. All that, and we'll talk more about it there. But Sony, I do feel like, learns from a lot of even their past mistakes. Okay, now they've been kind of riding high over the last several years. PSVR, I do like. I actually own it. I bought it the first month. I couldn't get it day one, but I bought it within the first month. I adored it. It was the very first VR experience I've ever tried, and one of the only VR experiences I've ever tried, even to this day. I think whatever the newest Oculus is, like Quest 2 or whatever it's called, like that one, I actually own that, okay? And it's pretty good as well. So I'm a big fan of VR. I'm a big fan of the potential of where VR is going, but and PSVR did sell, I would say, rather well. It depends on how you kind of measure it up or what you measure it up to, but I think it sold pretty well. There are some actually really good games on it as well. I think Sony probably looks at it and says, all right, good first attempt. That we're trying to do something that not a lot of people are doing or not a lot of companies are doing, and some are doing it better than others, and maybe we're in like the middle tier, maybe like the lower tier, but we can do better. How can we do better? Well, obviously the technology has to improve and will improve and all that stuff, but connecting it to established games is the best way of doing it. It's much like any other console, like an Xbox, like a PlayStation, like a Nintendo product, or like a Nintendo system. you have to get people. The reason people are going to buy it is, I guess, for the technology, but it's mainly for what it has that's exclusive to it. So if you have nothing that's exclusive, or your products aren't that good that are exclusive, you have nothing. You don't have a good system. Even if the system is, let's say, the world's most powerful console, if there's nothing to play on it, okay, and that is kind of a dig there, but if there's nothing to play on it, then you have nothing. You truly do, because, I get, well, to some people, at least to me, maybe not to everybody, and that's okay. I mean, obviously, everybody's got different reasons for playing consoles. However, maybe some people get like an Xbox or PlayStation because their friends have it, so they're buying it. You can do backwards, compatibility. You can play things with your friends. But for a VR system, you're not playing it because your friends have it. You're not buying it to chat with them in like a party chat, right? You're buying it for the experience of VR and then the exclusive products that system, gives you, okay? Connecting it to Horizon would be incredible, okay? It really would. One of the things that I said early on with even the PlayStation VR is, if there was a way to get it where you could play any game in VR, like by switching the camera angles, that would be incredible. Now, technically, you can do that. Technically, the PSVR can and it's hard to describe if you haven't done it, but it can view the TV, which is viewing the game, so you're kind of in the game, like you're kind of the camera. So if the game is a first-person game, I guess you are actually playing as the person. But if it's say it's Uncharted 4, you're actually the camera, like you're looking at it as if you're the camera. So they kind of do that. Next step would obviously be giving us an exclusive Uncharted VR thing, an exclusive Horizon thing. And I know that may not be for everybody, and honestly, I mean, I can see it, because if you're taking resources away from making Horizon 3 or making the next Uncharted or making God of War, because you have to take some of those people and those resources and put it towards making a VR experience, that does kind of suck, because I'll be honest, I would rather have a base game than a VR title. But if it's a small 2, 3, 4, 5 hour thing and it's really good, I mean, that would be a really awesome thing. So I do believe this. I really do. I don't know if it's Horizon. I want to believe it's Horizon, but the idea of a PSVR 2 and not having it be connected in any way to any of these major franchises, to me, shows that Sony wouldn't have learned anything. Okay, and again, I call them out when they do bad stuff. I praise them when they do good stuff. I do think they learn. I really do. They've learned countless times in their history, especially over the last 10 to 15 years. I do think they probably looked at the VR and said, okay, here's the good stuff, here's the bad stuff. What's the bad stuff? Well, we could have probably used some tie-ins, right? Maybe an Infamous tie-in, maybe an Uncharted tie-in, maybe whatever, a Killzone, Resistance. Then that was back maybe a couple of years ago. You could have said that. I think they're probably doing it now, where they'll connect it to popular franchises. So we'll see how it goes. Again, I mean, it's not even announced yet, so obviously that's a little bit of an issue. But let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Do you think Horizon is that game? Do you think it's some other game? What do you think about the idea of a PlayStation VR 2? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.